gosh, what's up with these freaking rich people, though? Goodness. I mean,
so
we're
different,
going to keep
they
moving.
think.
Look, because the next thing we're talking about is this ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Senate preparing $10 billion bailout fund for Jeff Bezos' space firm.
They call it the You Go Girl Initiative. It's actually...
Wait, are you serious?
No.
Some of the things that come out of your mouth are that ridiculous that I'm like...
True. You're right. Yeah.
I'm like, is it?
It feels like it is, though, right? Like, what did he do to deserve this? Not enough is the answer.
That it's
Literally
straight up,
the answer.
that's what it is. Okay, so there was a bid for different companies. It wasn't just between SpaceX and Blue Origin to create the new NASA moon lander, which we're planning on going to the moon. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but this is the case.
We're going. Who's coming with me?
Artemis, the Artemis program that started under President Trump, like we are going to the moon soon-ish. Sometime in the next 5 years, we'll be on the moon. Whether it's again or for the first time, whatever you believe. I love your laugh because you knew.
Well, I mean, I think Kubrick shot the moon landing, obviously, but it was so expensive because they shot it on location on the moon. So
there it is. There it is. Yeah. So doesn't matter. We are going. Okay. That is the important part. I think we have the technology to go. There's a flat Earth guy that's been hitting me up trying to get on my show and talk about flat Earth, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
You have the whiskey. You can handle it.
No.
I talked to a lady who time travels with insectoids, man. I mean, you can talk to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe, who knows? But we are going to the moon, and this guy lost his contract. He didn't get it. He lost to SpaceX.
There was a contract bidding. He lost.
Right, exactly. So NASA was like, we're going to go with SpaceX. They've proven that they can do this. They're making it work. We are using their stuff right now to bring our own astronauts into space. We have other countries that are now coming to America to get out into space, to the International Space Station. They're making it work. So what did Jeff Bezos do?
Cry. Yeah, basically.
What about me?
Yeah, because he put a lot of money into trying to do this thing he failed.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos' space flight company, Blue Origin, has lost a multi-billion-dollar contract to Elon Musk's SpaceX. Congress is prepping the ground for Bezos to win a contract anyway, ordering NASA to make not one, but 2 awards. The order would come through the Endless Frontier Act, a bill to beef up resources for science and technology research that's being debated on the Senate floor this week. An amendment that added to the legislation by Senator Maria Cantwell, a Democrat from Washington, to hand over $10 billion to NASA, money that would most likely go to Blue Origin, a company that's headquartered in Cantwell's home state. So her state would probably see some of that.
Earmarks.
What a surprise. Cantwell's amendment is not a sure bet, though. Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont, is it I? So is he independent from Vermont? Is that what they're...
He's independent.
He's no longer a Democrat, isn't he?
He only ran federally as a Democrat. Technically, he's a socialist.
Introduced a last-minute amendment Monday to eliminate the $10 billion. It does not make... Okay, I want to really emphasize how good this quote is. Ooh. It does not make sense, or it does not make a lot of sense to me that we would provide billions of dollars to a company owned by the wealthiest guy in America.
Well, the other guy's the wealthiest guy in the world, right?
Yes,
but he won.
No, Bezos is.
I thought Elon was.
They've been it's this dance that they're doing.
Yeah.
But okay, he's the second. Say he's the second richest man in America, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And you think he needs help? You think this guy actually needs help? No.
You know, like Howard Hughes was obsessed with, making movies and with making airplanes, and it was kind of autistic.
Yeah.
And that kind of is what we have here. These 2 guys that are in a super yacht, mega yacht measuring contest.
Bezos bought a yacht.
Yeah.
So big, it has a second yacht to help take care of the first yacht.
This is both true and metaphorically true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it says a lot about these kinds of people.
It's true.
But the thing is, if you were to make a contract and win that contract, what you've done is you've got a guy to achieve all the goals that NASA had, which is to make a rocket that can get to a place.
Yeah.
And that makes NASA happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And money is like no object. I mean, really, when you think about if you are in charge of printing money and you can print $1 billion like that,
Right.
then money is no object. It's
then-
only an object to human beings.
But then it's also meaningless then.
It is complete. Well, no, because it's an object to other people, like slaves, us. We have to deal with money. But like somebody who can instantly have $10 billion printed for them in an instant, that's on a whole different, that's a fast pass reality kind of person.
Yeah.
And so you've got these people that have competed until they got to the point where, okay, like Blue Origin's rocket theoretically it's $10 billion worth of investments already, or more, that they've got to this point that's actually a decent enough rocket.
Yeah.
And NASA then has 2 rockets. So for them to make up more money that doesn't exist is not a big deal to them. They don't care if it destroys and collapses our economy, inflates the retirement funds, completely shuts down all of the boomers, like that's what they're expecting, because we're supposed to, the next generation, continue to accumulate debt.
Yeah.
Not wealth, debt. And in the meantime, they'll be able to mine asteroids and then completely destroy the scarcity economics that we have of copper, cobalt, and bismuth, and gold.
I mean, but once we're doing that, though, and that kind of goes into our next segment, so I don't want to necessarily jump over yet, but it's about giving us a purpose and not letting robots take over our everything, keeping
just what
a purpose.
we used to do.
Right. So it's, it's an interesting statement, because once we are able to go mine asteroids,
Yeah.
Eventually, I mean, we don't have to mine Earth anymore. So all the mining will be elsewhere. So then we can basically start rehabbing Earth, keeping Earth fresh for us to live on. I don't know. It's a long conversation, and kind of a different conversation. I just want to stay on the Bezos part of this, because it's basically saying you can fail and still like get rewarded for failing, and that's a problem in this society right now. It reminds me of participation trophies.
Right.
He's getting a $10 billion participation trophy because he wasn't as good as the better person.
Is that all he's getting, though, or are they actually going to use Blue Origin's rockets for things?
Who knows?
Because if they're
the contract was for a moon lander,
Yeah.
that's going to take us to the moon. Why would they need 2?
Maybe they're going to do several moon trips.
Why would they need 2?
I don't know.
If one is a proper design that works perfectly and is good, like SpaceX has proven the Dragon capsule to work. Okay, they've gone to the International Space Station 3 times now, bringing, I think, 10 people total. Maybe I think it's at 10 right now, but successfully there. 6 of them have come back successfully. So
Yeah.
it's proven. They've done it.
But we thrive on competition, and you want to continue.
Exactly, though. Exactly. That's what that contract is. So they're basically saying, whatever about competition, let's just give money to both of these companies.
Well, now they're handicapping the winner. And they're saying, okay, well, now someone else is going to continue to compete with you just so something's competing.
Or Blue Origin should have been like, we just lost this contract. How can we get the next contract?
Right.
How can we prove ourselves to be the I don't know, whatever's
The
next.
Mars
the
lander.
Mars lander, the
Yeah.
space hotel, the space
Right.
mining colony, outbase,
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
the biggest concern. Are they going to use this rocket? Because if they're saying that the Blue Origin rocket is novel, practical, and efficient, and it shouldn't just be like, Nintendo's great, but I don't want to destroy Sega or something. Maybe there's something there to it. But if it's really just that they didn't do as well, why
Yeah.
are we giving them a shot?
I mean, you can't compare Nintendo and Sega, because those are their own companies
Yeah.
trying to compete against each other.
But isn't that what?
Not getting a government contract.
Well,
No, it's a totally different thing, though.
getting a government contract is kind of like getting.
Sega didn't get a government contract.
They got American Toys R Us and Corporation contract.
Well, they were both-
selling 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 units. Is,
Okay.
it's in. Once it's in that store, it's sold to everybody. So, I mean, they were competing to make a product. Both of them were different.
Yeah.
One's not necessarily better than the other. And maybe there's some value to having a backup plan or a different thing. I don't know. But if there really are just like, dude, we needed a rocket. I mean, you ostensibly look at SpaceX's rocket. It's a great rocket. So maybe they don't need a backup. Maybe Blue Origin's complete crap. I still think it might be useful.
I mean, I watched one of their, it's basically like a plane that they're using.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
There might be some uses to that. Maybe in
know?
the future that they'll force, the government might force them to collaborate. Like, we want this to be able to glide or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see.
We will.
We'll see.